is my husband trying to make me feel better, because he knows that I have been crying ever since this incident happened, and I don't like talking about it. Like, anything that will give me thought of it is what I don't want. So he knows it's not going to be easy for me to film this video. He's right here looking at me, just to make sure that I did not cry on camera, because of I've been battling emotions. I've been filled with emotions ever since the whole thing happened. So, and YouTube is no longer a place, YouTube is no longer safe for anyone to express how they feel, because there are tigers and tigresses waiting for you to misjudge you, to misquote you, to read meanings into how you express yourself on here. So it's no longer the safe place I met when I newly started my YouTube channel, that when you can share your videos and express how you feel about it. It's all pretense on here. Trust me, including myself, a lot will be going on behind the camera, and once you pick up your camera to vlog or to film, you just pretend as if all is well, just because of the devourers on here that are waiting to judge you, crucify you, and talk bullshit about you. So I'm trying as much as possible to hold myself down and not let one tear drop because of people like that. But those that already know what's up, that is on ground, would testify that for the past 1 week I've been down, because I got to know about this on the 15th of October, and today is 23rd, and I'm sharing this video because, and that's because I've tried to get over it a little bit. At first, let me start by telling you guys how the whole thing started. A lot has happened this year that, you know, made me to feel sad, but not like what happened that put me in this particular mood. From the title, you guys can already tell that this video is not all that a happy video, but still, the Bible said that in all we should give thanks to God. It took me time to even pick up my camera to say, okay, fine, I need to give this update, because I carried you guys along with it, and now that it's turning out like this, I also need to still tell you guys that this is what has happened. I never believed I was ever going to sit down and make a video like this concerning this particular issue, because I thought it's a battle we have fought and we have won together. I never knew I will cry over this. I never believed. I'm just trying to put myself together. You guys already know I'm a very emotional person, so right now I have been filled with emotions for the past few days, and it is well. October, I started October very beautiful, but ending October now with sad news is very painful in my heart. In all, we give God all the glory, because we actually tried our best. I did my best, every other person did their best, but at the end of it all, we lost him. And the story I'm about to share is not new here. You guys already know the person I'm about to talk about, but still, I know that when I shared that video, I was around 25,000 subscribers, and now we are close to 40,000, and I know so many people has joined the family. This young man I'm talking about is one of the fire victims that my foundation raised money for. I made a video of him, put out here, and my community, my YouTube community, and the donors in my foundation actually donated massively. Over ₦1 million was raised to the sister of this young man, because I put out her account number directly in the video, and then people donated massively. She gave me updates about the whole donations, and then treatment started and he was treated. I was going to the hospital every month to see about him. I think that was in February or March this year. And then in June, I was pregnant. Then I fell sick, and I happened to be in the same hospital where he was on admission, and I went back there. I saw his condition. I still donated the little I could. But before then, I've given like 3 updates about him on the channel. He was healing fast, and he was healing. He was healing because he was receiving treatment. So as of July that I saw him last, his condition was improving. I was so shocked. It was just his head region that was remaining. I'll put a picture of that in the video. It was just his head that was remaining to heal. The body was healing very well, and I thanked God. Once in a while we go there and we pray for him. I was so shocked to get the news of his death. I remember the sister last 2 months, that was in August, sending me a bill of over 3 million naira that the doctor charged them before they can go home with the young man, because he was already healed and ready to go home. But from my last discussions with him, I discovered he was depressed. So I talked to the sister and I was like, he has been bedridden for 6 months now. I think he needs all the love and care. You people should not tell him any news that will aggravate his condition. You know, you people should not tell him any sad news. You people should not tell him any news that will trigger him, or you know, anything that will bother him. You people should not tell him any sad news, please, because when he's talking, you will see that he's mentally stressed. He was tired of that situation, trust me. And I told his sister that this young man is depressed. He needs all the love, all the care, please. Since you've been supportive, please continue to be supportive. That was in July when I visited last to know about him, and that was why I never bothered to give another update about him on the channel, because he was healing and his healing was very evident. Everybody in the hospital could tell that this guy is fully recovered from this. It's just his head remaining, and it broke my heart to hear that the doctor gave a bill of 3-point-something million. When the sister sent that to me, I was battling a whole lot. That was the period I newly moved down to my house here, and I was like, calm down, okay? Before the year runs out, let's see what we can do. But the sister did not tell me that the doctor was holding him back at the hospital. She didn't tell me that part. She didn't tell me that they were being detained, like they were being held at the hospital, that they are not permitted to leave the hospital until they pay the money. So I didn't know about that part. From the story I was told, I think one thing led to the other, and the young man got to know about how much the bill was. I mean, their bill, after we've paid so much for his treatment that he has received. So my problem is, I don't know how to start. Is it that after all the money that we've paid, the young man still, like, I don't understand. There is something I don't understand, Sha, about this whole thing, because you cannot tell me that if over 1 million was paid for his treatment, right? Already paid for his treatment, and then he has received treatment already. Where is the bill of 3-point-something million coming from? I don't get it. It's a part I don't understand, right? And then again, this attitude of doctors detaining patients. This is somebody that has been bedridden for 6 months. Why detain him again? You people are from, I think they are from the same village, because I don't know the guy. I don't know where he's from. People shared his story with me, and I had to visit the hospital to see him, and I confirmed his condition, and that was how I stepped into the matter. So I don't know where he's from. Up to today, I don't know his father's house. I don't know anything about him, apart from the burial. Now that they have fixed the burial, I think they fixed the burial on the 19th of next month, which is November. So It hurt my spirit that this young man will have to die like this. It pained me so much, because this is a battle I thought we have fought and won. Trust me, with prayers and everything, I thought we have fought this battle and we have won it. This is the very first time in my life that I'm stepping into a case and the case did not turn out well. Sincerely speaking, I have gotten involved in worse cases, worse cases than this one, and by the mercy of God, we're able to save this situation. So this is the very first time that I'm getting myself involved in a particular case, and at the end of the day, it turned out to be that the person will have to die. It hurt my spirit so much, because I called God for mercy. I called God for so many things. I called God and we prayed. We battled it both financially. I was contributing even my own personal money, right? As a matter of fact, the very first money I gave to that young man was my own personal money, even before the foundation stepped in to, donate to the sister. But in all, like I said before, we give God all the glory. We cannot question God. So I needed to give this update because so many people that donated towards this, will be waiting for maybe a day I'm going to share a video about the young man or something. This is me telling you guys that we lost, thank God, one of the people that my foundation donated to. We lost him. He didn't make it out of the fire accident, Abby. We tried our best and he did not make it out of it, and his burial is on the 19th of November. I don't know if the doctor has released the corpse to the family, because I have been down emotionally since this thing happened. So I'm going to call the sister to find out all of that. The sister sent me a message 2 days ago that they just want to bury him, and that's it. Since he's single, he's not married, they just want to bury him and bury everything at once. So I think that's what they want to do. They don't want to start keeping him and anything. The doctor actually did his best, because the other young man survived, and you guys already know that. When we went to see, thank God, we also visited some other people at the hospital, and the other young man survived his own. So it's a pity that our main person that made us to know the rest of the people didn't make it. Let me say that God wanted to save some people using him. Let me also say that his time on earth is up. Let me also say that Nigerian doctors will learn from this, okay? Why keep somebody that has been so depressed, that has been so bedridden, that has been at the hospital for a very long time? Why keep the person in the hospital when you can set the person free? He's from the same town with you. You can negotiate with the family on how they will be paying you or something. Why detain the person when the person is okay and ready to leave the hospital? Why still detain the person? I don't understand. These are things that actually hurt my feelings when I think about them. I am remembering how he suffered, because he actually suffered. Those days, if I go to visit him and they are dressing that his wound, the way he will cry and cry and cry and hold me and all of that. Sometimes he will be begging me not to leave. Even in the last update I gave about him, you guys can see where he was begging me not to leave, that if I leave, the nurses will come and dress his wound. So he was begging me not to leave, that I should stay more, and beg them not to dress his wound for that day, which I actually did. Sometimes if I go, I'll beg them, please, you should allow him to rest for today, because that guy felt the type of pain that gets to the heart, right? I know the kind of pains, I can imagine the kind of pains he went through. So keeping him again after he was a lot better and ready to go home because of money is what I'm not happy about. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say again, you guys. My mom has just been on my neck. Sandra, please. These are because they all know how much I took that guy to heart, as if he's my own blood. And I've never put in my energy into any, charity project like this one. Even when I was pregnant, even when I was newly pregnant, I was still interested in him. I was still going to know what's up, right? It's just a pity that we lost him. So this is me updating you guys about the whole thing. To all the people that contributed, that supported, that did everything to save him, I say a very big thank you to you all. It's a general loss to all of us, to the Sandra's Reality family, because I know a lot of people donated, a lot of people contributed, and the sister was giving me updates. Auntie Sandra, see you. Auntie Sandra, see you. Auntie Sandra, see. And I also know that she's going to watch this video. Ifoma, all I can tell you is that you've done your best. Just like you told me that day that I was crying about the death of your brother. You told me that if any other person cries over thank God, that I am not supposed to cry because I did my best. The same thing is what I'm telling you today. I know you're going to watch this video because you've been on my channel all this while. All I can tell you is you did way more, because you slept at the hospital, you had to cut your hair so that you don't have any distraction. You kept sleeping at the hospital every day, leaving your children, leaving your husband. I remember how your husband was crying that day like a baby. That is because he knows the pain that you, the wife, is facing because of your brother. So I know what it takes to lose a loved one. Trust me, I know what it takes. So I know this is not a good time for the family. All I can say is take heart, and thank God we all are going to meet to part no more. Just like I was talking about last time on my channel, death is, I said it and a lot of people were like, Sandra, stop talking about death. But death is inevitable. It's I don't know why people shy away from this topic. But trust me, the moment you begin to think about life and death at the same time, that is the moment you'll start living right. Before you do anything, you remember that there is life after this world. And that is where you make use of your senses. Trust me. The moment you begin to think about life and death is the moment you begin to live right. It's a truth that only you can tell yourself. The moment you realize that after this life, there is another life. And then again, the moment you realize that this thing I'm doing now, I may not have the opportunity to do it tomorrow. Or what I propose to do tomorrow, I may not be alive to do it. The moment you begin to have that understanding, this is how you see this life. But it's a pity. That is a topic that everybody shy away from. That's by the way, and that's not why we are here. So I think I'm done with this video. My heart is heavy. I have to go, you guys. I'll catch up later, please.